Hello students. So today we are going to start our chapter number 2 of economics, and the name of the chapter is People as Resource. And in this chapter we are going to understand the importance of human beings as resource in our society, how people they play the role of resource. So before moving further, पहले हमें ये समझना है कि what is a resource, and in our previous classes we have already done whatever available in our surrounding which make the life of human beings better and comfortable, that is called resource. And now in this chapter we are going to understand how, like the natural resources, human beings also play a very crucial role as a resource. So the very first statement of your chapter says that the population of any country is an asset for that country rather than a liability. इट मीन्स जो पॉपुलेशन आपकी बढ़ रही है, जैसे आपको इस मैप में नज़र आ रहा है इंडिया में, क्या ये इंडिया के लिए एक असेट है या लाइबिलिटी है, ये हम इस चैप्टर के थ्रू समझने की कोशिश करेंगे. एंड व्हाट वी कैन डू टू कन्वर्ट आवर पॉपुलेशन विच इज़ कंसिडर्ड अ लाइबिलिटी इनटू अ रिसोर्स, इनटू एन असेट. तो कैसे हम अपनी पॉपुलेशन को लाइबिलिटी से रिसोर्स में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं, यही क्वेश्चन है. और उसे समझने से पहले ये समझा जाए कि व्हाट इज अ लाइबिलिटी एंड व्हाट इज असेट. सो लाइबिलिटी मीन्स द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी विच इज अ काइंड ऑफ बर्डन on the country's shoulder if the population is growing at a very fast rate, and the asset means the strength of any country. So here we have understood that the population of a country can be its asset rather than its liability. So we have to convert our liability, the population, into our asset, and how we can convert our population into asset, and how can we convert the people of a country into the human resource. So we have to understand that thing, and that has been given to you in your very first paragraph of this chapter, which tells you that if we make proper investment, if we do the proper investment in the human beings, then we can convert our people into resource. Just like the other natural resources like land, that also demands the investment, and only then the production starts from the land. Similarly, the human beings also demand the investment. People also require the investment, and that investment we will make in the form of education, number 2 in the form of proper training, and number 3 in the form of proper medical care or proper health facilities. So if we are arranging the education for our children, we are arranging the proper skill training programs for our workforce, whether they are working in industries or whether they are working in the agricultural field. And if we are also providing them proper health facilities and our citizens all are healthy, so it naturally convert our population into the human capital. So what are the important points we have learned here? Let's recapitulate them. First thing, human capital is superior to all the other resources available on our planet Earth, whether that is land or physical capital, because human resources only can make them in a usable form, whether it is land or capital. Then the second point we have learned, we can convert our population into resource, into human resource, only when we make investment in form of education, health facilities and skill training. So last one is the investment in human capital through the education as well as through the medical care can give us the higher return as compared to any other resource we are making investment. And the best example we have with us is the green revolution. So the human beings, they invented the method of green revolution, and the man who has been given the credit and who has been considered the father of green revolution is Mr. M.S. Swaminathan. So he, along with Mr. Norman, they discovered or they invented the modern HYV seeds, and they also supported them with the introduction of irrigation and fertilizer and pesticides. As a result of the combined efforts made by both these two great people, we have seen the production of agriculture double, triple during in the next 30 to 40 years in India, and India became self-sufficient in the food production matter. And the next example with us is the example of information and technology field, and how Indian government, after making proper investment, giving proper skill training in the field of information and technology, has created a huge IT sector for Indian people, Indian educated youth. And now this small sector of IT is contributing about 8% in the GDP of our country. So you can compare it with the agriculture, where half of the population is there, still the contribution is 16%, and this small field of IT is earning 8% of foreign exchange for our country. So through these two examples, we can understand कि how if we make proper investment, provide proper education, proper health facilities, as well as proper skills to our youth, our children, then we can convert them into the human resource. The further explanation we are going to understand through the example of two stories given in your NCERT book. Let's read it out and understand the same concept. So your NCERT contains the story of two boys, Vilas and Sakal, and try to explain the same idea. So the life of Vilas is full of misfortune. His father passed away. His mother failed to arrange proper education and health facilities to Vilas. And now, due to the health issue and as well as lack of education, Vilas is involved in selling of fish and taking care of his younger brother. So he is now remained in the vicious cycle of poverty. तो वो poverty में ही रहेगा जिसमें उसके father और उसके grandfathers ने life spend की है. The next story is the story of Sakal. Unlike Vilas, Sakal's parents provide the proper education to Sakal and motivates him for further study. He has proper health facilities, and due to this now he has joined a company, and he even developed a software program, and in this way he brought fortunes for not only for himself but for his family as well. So through these two examples we can understand that if the children get proper education, health and skill training programs, then not only they make fortune for their life but their family as well as the life of the nation. And the best example to understand this thing is given to you in this last paragraph, and this is the example of a country that is known as Japan. So we all have heard the name of this country Japan, and we all know that Japan is a developed country of Asia. So what is the success story of Japan? Just think about the Second World War, where this country not only got a defeat, but this country also had to face the cruelties of nuclear bombs. इस देश के दो शहरों में, हिरोशिमा और नागासाकी में, कैसे न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब का एक्सप्लोजन हुआ, कैसे ये कंट्री सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद कंप्लीटली डिस्ट्रॉयड हो गई. उसके बावजूद कैसे ये कंट्री अगले 30 से 40 साल के अंदर, जहां इतनी सारी इश्यूज थे, उनसे निकल कर ये कंट्री आज दुनिया की थर्ड लार्जेस्ट और बिगेस्ट जीडीपी वाली कंट्री बन गया. In spite of these facts कि this country is facing lack of resources, no resources are there, more than 5,000 islands are there, no proper land is there, then the natural disasters like volcanoes, earthquakes, and due to the earthquakes, the tsunami and its impact on this country, all kinds of misfortunes are there, but this country completely changed its lot, changed its destiny by making investment on human resource. And more specifically, the country Japan had invested hugely in its education system as well as in its health system, and now we have seen the complete change. You can find out in this image the top best brands of Japan, and these brands are selling their products in the entire world. So with this, the first part of our chapter number 2 is over. I hope you understood all the concerned topics. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.